If you play for LeBron James, if you play with LeBron James, okay, the blame is never going to be on him. When you play with Westbrook, it's always on Russ, no matter what. Paul George goes 2 for 16 in Game 6. Oh, Westbrook took 40 shots. That's the only thing people care about, right?
You're listening to Triple Threat. Here's your host, TJ Savaro.
Welcome to the Triple Threat Podcast. I'm your host, TJ Savaro. This is hopefully the first of many podcasts that I'll be doing here. I'm a passionate sports fan. I talk about sports every single day, so I figured why not start recording myself and getting my thoughts out there. I'm not here to tell you that I know more than you or that I'm always right, because I'm wrong a lot of the times, but I'm very passionate about it. I love sports. I love talking about it. I love debating about it. So there's a lot to get into, so let's hop right into it. So the biggest story in sports for the last about 10 days has been Anthony Davis to the Lakers. At first, it seemed like it was going to happen, but as the days went on and as the deadline approached, it looked less and less likely. And the deadline came and went, and the Lakers' young core is still intact, and Anthony Davis is still on the Pelicans. So what does that mean for the Lakers moving forward? I think that the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. I know there's a lot of talk out there that, oh, they're the 10 seed now, and their team hates LeBron. The young guys hate LeBron. They hate Luke Walton, and there's a bunch of drama and there's a bunch of chaos. And I'm here to tell you that this is when LeBron James thrives the most. He is the drama king. He loves this type of atmosphere. A lot of guys are not built for this type of atmosphere, and there will be a lot of guys who go in the tank for the Lakers possibly. Or there will be a lot of guys who rise above all the noise and all the nonsense and really get to work and start playing good basketball for the Lakers. Thursday night versus Boston was a monumental swing point in their season. Down 18 in the first half. The trade deadline just came and went. Everyone is still there. There's a sigh of relief for the young guys. Even though we didn't get to see Lonzo in the game versus the Celtics, we got to see a lot of the other guys. Kuzma had 25 points and hit a huge go-ahead three in the final minute of the game. Ingram, even though he didn't have his best game, he still was aggressive and was playing good defense. And even after the game, Kyrie Irving said, hey, with Brandon Ingram on me, it changes the game. He takes away a lot of the driving lanes and a lot of the angles that I'm used to seeing with his length. So the Lakers' young core came to play last night. LeBron James, as always, right on schedule, in the middle of all the drama, of all the chaos, comes out with a 28-point triple-double, hitting huge shots in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, with the three to tie the game in the corner with under a minute left. To me, this is their turning point in their season. This is where you're either going to sink or you're going to swim. The young guys have to understand it's time to get on board with LeBron. If you aren't mentally strong enough to overcome trade rumors or the fact that they wanted to get Anthony Davis and you were possibly going to be moved, you're not a championship caliber player anyways. There's going to be ups and downs, trials and tribulations of the NBA season that you just have to get through. Not everything is perfect. Even the Warriors, after winning back-to-back championships, have a lot of drama going on over there this season. These young guys have to understand that this is a business and that even though they didn't get traded or even though they might still get traded in the summer, you got to go out there and prove that you could play at a high level right now. You don't want to get traded. Go prove to me that you could play in the playoffs. Go prove to me that you're a big-time player who's capable of hitting big-time shots when LeBron passes you the ball or get a big-time stop, a big-time steal when you need to. At first, I wanted the Lakers to get Anthony Davis, and there's a part of me that still does. I was willing to accept the fact that they were about to give up the young core. They were going to give up on Lonzo. They were going to give up on Kuzma and Ingram to get Anthony Davis, who's arguably a top 5, top 7 player in the league. Many have him in the top 3 after LeBron and Kevin Durant. But I like the fact that they're keeping the young core together. I'm not going to say I love it, and I definitely don't hate it. I am biased towards Lonzo. I have my BBB hoodie on. They did not give up on the young core. I'm not going to say I love it, and I'm not going to say I hate it, but I definitely like it. I still have a lot of faith in Brandon Ingram. I still have a lot of faith in Lonzo Ball, and I still have a lot of faith in Kyle Kuzma. You saw what happened when they gave up on their other second overall pick, D'Angelo Russell, who they drafted 3 years ago, and he's already an all-star in the East. So I think Lonzo and Brandon Ingram could both defend at a high level, and I think they're players who could switch onto anyone in the league. I tweeted out the other night that I felt that the Lakers were about to give up a little bit too much for Anthony Davis. realistically or ideally, I would like them to keep at least one of Kuzma, Lonzo, or Ingram. But getting Anthony Davis is getting the most dominant big man in the league, arguably. And I wouldn't have been upset with it, but I really do like the young guys, and I liked where this team was headed before LeBron got injured. At Golden State on Christmas, they were dominant. They were up 20. They dominated the majority of that game. When LeBron got hurt, the Warriors made a little run and got back into the game, and then Rondo completely took over the fourth quarter, and they blew the Warriors out at Golden State on Christmas without LeBron for the second half, basically. The question right now revolving the Lakers is, how does this trade deadline talk affect the team moving forward? I believe that LeBron and Rondo are good enough of leaders to communicate to the young guys that this is a part of the game, this is part of the business, and we have a job to do, and we have to go out there and play. A lot of these young guys, Lonzo, Kuzma, Ingram, still have a lot of respect for LeBron. He was one of their favorite players growing up. So and now we're getting into the back half of the season. We're about to be post All-Star break, and this is really where you got to start playing well and get ready for the playoffs. A lot of people think that it's a possibility the Lakers don't make the playoffs. I don't even think that's a possibility. The Clippers just sold on Tobias Harris, which we're going to get into a little bit later. And the Kings are the other team that is ahead of the Lakers in the standings. If you ask me if a De'Aaron Fox-led team is going to make the playoffs over a LeBron James-led team, I'll just tell you you're crazy. I think the Lakers could sneak in the playoffs at an 8 or a 7 seed, and if they had to play a team like Denver in the first round, I'd put my money on LeBron and the Lakers and taking Denver out in the first round. Or if they had to play a team like the Rockets or Oklahoma City, I still think that the Lakers are beating any team in the West outside of Golden State. Moving forward with the young guys, I think that once Lonzo Ball gets back, you're going to have to figure out a way to play him and Rondo. They can't be on the court at the same time, especially not with LeBron. You can't have Rondo, LeBron, and Lonzo out there. That's way too many ball handlers, way too many players who are ball dominant and need the ball to be effective. I think Rondo is your guy for this year, and I think he's the guy in the playoffs because we all saw what Rondo did in the playoffs last year. He's sensational in the playoffs. He's a proven veteran. He's a proven champion. He's a proven leader, and just like you saw against the Celtics on Thursday night, he's a guy who's not afraid of the moment. He'll take the big shot. He'll make the big play. He'll get a big steal. He is the guy for them for this year in the playoffs. With all the trade speculation, it seems as Lonzo Ball isn't in the Lakers' future plans, but I still think he's a different player. I'm not going to call him a great player. A lot of people think he's a bad player or he's a bust. I don't buy that. He's one of only a handful of guys in the league who could average 10, 7, and 7 throughout a season while being a first-team all-defense guy. I don't know if he'll be first-team all-defense this year because of the media and their relationship with LeVar or their love-hate for him or their envy towards him, but I think Lonzo is one of the better defenders in the league at 6'6" point guard. He could guard 1 through 3, and I think they're going to need him in the playoffs. I think they're going to need Ingram in the playoffs. I think they're going to need Kuzma in the playoffs. So it's going to be on LeBron and it's going to be on Rondo to really get these guys ready to play.